Hit in DNA database exonerates man 47 years after wrongful rape conviction. Y'all, okay? First off, we're gonna put an image. I'm gonna put an image of him up, and then now let's get into this story. It says a New York man was officially exonerated 47 years after he was found guilty of rape in 1976. A DNA hit conclusively excluded, take away, Leonard Mack, who is now 72 years old, as the perpetrator. Westchester County District Attorney Miriam E. Roche said Conviction Review Unit investigators identified a convicted sex offender after they ran the DNA through databases, and the DA's office said the individual has now confessed to the rape. On May 22nd, 1975, police pulled over Mack in Greenburgh, New York, 2.5 hours after two teenage girls were stopped as they were walking home from school. One teen was violently raped. The other teen broke free and ran to a nearby school where the teacher called the police. The attack happened in a predominantly white neighborhood. The Greenburgh Police Department had put out a call for a black male suspect in his early 20s. Mack, who is black, was driving through the neighborhood at the time, and even though he was wearing different clothes than the suspect and had an alibi, he was brought into the police station. Got different clothes, and I got an alibi. Now, it makes it okay. Well, anyone could say that they have, there's somebody else. Anyone could have put on a red shirt instead of a black one. All right, but let's continue. The Innocence Project said racial bias was a factor in police honing in on Mack and not investigating other potential suspects. Black Americans are more than 7 times more likely to be convicted of a serious crime and then exonerated than white Americans. Okay, so I even did a video about, it was this town, it was this predominantly black town. A white woman was murdered, and it was near the town, quote unquote, near the town. And the white people were like, well, you see, we got to get all the black people out of the neighborhood. And then they stormed, they burnt down, they murdered a whole bunch of black people. And then the people had to then move to an entirely different area, because if they stayed here, they were going to die, So there you go with that. But let's continue. Researchers found in a 2022 National Registry of Exonerations report, the Death Penalty Information Center found that exonerations of black people for murder convictions are 22% more likely to be linked to police misconduct. Okay. Now I want to move on into this quote unquote innocent project. Okay. They have a whole website here, and it's called innocentproject.org. Okay, so we have 8 moving moments from the Leonard Mack's historic exoneration after 47 years. Okay, so this is just essentially a snapshot real quick. What are some moments that happen with this? Okay, so it says 1, Mr. Mack's case makes history as the longest wrongful conviction overturned by DNA. That's not a good thing to be making history for. Okay, because you should have exonerated him many years prior. Well, Alex, didn't have DNA tests. We're in 2023, so 2022, 2021, 2020, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. No, we didn't have any DNA tests. No. I wonder how they went about doing that. Was it just like he was brought to the limelight with this Innocent Project because he teamed up with them? I wonder if it was one of those things where they were like, okay, well, let's see about your case in particular. And then they were honing in, pushing, like, okay, we need to get this dude exonerated. Let's go and test it. And then it's like, oh, well, he actually didn't do it. Ooh, so I wonder how that whole thing went about. But let's continue. 2, State Supreme Court Judge Ann E. Minion walked off the bench to embrace him, okay, after overturning the conviction. So I believe I have an image that I'm going to go and put up right here. This is her being like, essentially, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. It's just saying, like, I'm so sorry that our system has failed you. That's essentially what happened. All right. So 3, Mr. Mack chanted Dr. Martin Luther King's Jr. historic phrase, "Free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last," while walking out of the courtroom, okay, towards Dr. King's statue. Um, 4, it says Mr. Mack celebrated his 72nd birthday on the day of his exoneration. Mr. Mack reunited with the Innocence Project case analyst who reviewed his case in 2019. So it took 4 years, really, 3.5, 4 years for it to get to this point. Okay, you got to go through a lot of databases, records, and just you're getting into a queue. That's really what takes the longest, is you're getting into a queue. 6, Mr. Mack concluded his day with a celebratory steak dinner. 7, they said his TikTok blew up, okay, because there was a video of him, and he was hugging people, and people were like, yay, you're exonerated and stuff like that. And then 8, he has a GoFundMe, so there's funds that's up in there. So I believe I said it earlier. So he's exonerated after 47 years after he was found guilty. But yeah, I'm very happy that we have this. It's very unfortunate that you have cases like this, and it makes you wonder, how many cases are like this? You know what I mean? Especially being in America. How many were just, oh, we don't have any white person to blame it on. Oh, just go and say it's that black guy over there. How many times have that happened? Has that happened? This was 1972. So how many other cases have happened like that in the 70s and 80s, 90s, early 2000s, even now, where you didn't actually do what they claimed that you did? And we've seen, one thing that irritates me. One, I want to see if they want to give him some money. Okay, because once the DNA came out, y'all should have been going through all the archives of other cases and being like, okay, let's see about this. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this. Oh no, we got, out of 5, we got 3 of them where the DNA doesn't match. Well, what did he plead? He said he was innocent. Ooh, maybe he was innocent, So that's one of those things. The unfortunate part about it is you can't get your life back. I mean, you can't get your time back. You spend time in prison, and you spend time, being scrutinized and all this. You can't get all that kind of stuff back. And it wasn't you. But you can't get it back. So what's gonna happen? Are you gonna get some money from it? And then how much money are you gonna give somebody? Man, 72 years old. I mean, because I remember I was looking at something, and the guy, he was in there for over 20 years, I believe. And they were over here like, okay, well, here's 200,000, yo. And I'm like, yeah, I was wrongfully convicted, and this is all you're giving me is like 200 grand or whatever the amount was. I'm like, shouldn't he be getting like 200 million or something? At least 100 million. I mean, you can't get your time back when you falsify, when you have been convicted on false pretenses. You cannot get your time back. I say you get 10 years, you serve the full 10. Oops, our bad. We found out that the chick was lying, or we found out that the DNA didn't actually match you. I mean, you're out now though. No, I should be getting $2 million for each year I was in there that I wasn't supposed to be in there. That's how I feel it should happen. I know people may be like, oh, our tax dollars have to go to it, where they're going to get the money. Our tax dollars go to crap all the time anyways. I'd rather it go to somebody who needs it, because imagine how easy is it going to be for them to find a job after they've been in prison for a felony charge, that they didn't even do. And now they're trying to come out to the real world and adapt. And how easy is it really going to be for them to get employment? It's not. So yeah, I feel like you guys should be giving them a lot more money than what you're giving them. And obviously I'm assuming all the chiefs, the police officers and all that, they're already gone by that time, whether they're dead or whether they are retired. So you can't be like, oh, well, let me have their badge or anything like that. But I feel like there should be some kind of repercussions for said things. And obviously, if you don't know that the person lying, you don't know. But if it was a racial thing, but then is that's something you really can't prove, you know what I mean? Not necessarily anyways. But let me know what you all think about this story. And do you guys think that maybe he should have gotten, a little bit of something? Because I looked at the GoFundMe. I think it was at like 14,000 or something like that, which I'm like, this should be much higher. So maybe they had like an old snip of it, but if I find a newer one, I will try to link it here. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. I would also appreciate it if you could go on ebay.com, simply type in Latrice Limited, click on shops, and then you can support me right over there. I have a wide variety of items over there. I have many of my own personal Latrice Limited items, which has candles, bath bombs, soaps, essential oil blends, lingerie robes. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I even have comic books on there, men's ties, action figures, a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Definitely support me on there. Like I said, do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you.